Life's hard and then you die. So we might as well have fun, right? Hi, it's me, the Magic School Bus, and welcome back to Hot or Rat. And today we've got a couple of things to cover, including what had happened at the recent Emmys with RuPaul and the Queens of Season 15, and taking a look at the freshly dropped RuPaul's Drag Race UK vs. the World 2 cast announcement. Of course, looking at some of the online drama, drag, and controversy boiling up concerning Mayhem Miller and Hannah Conda. But first up, let's talk Emmys. So RuPaul, if you don't know, was already going into this year the most Emmy-decorated person of color in the history of Emmys, and this year Mother added 2 more trophies to her trophy cabinet, including winning for Outstanding Reality TV Host, which she currently has an 8-year winning streak for, and one for season 15 of Drag Race itself, which is shared among all the producers, which means RuPaul now has a total of 15 trophies in her Emmy cabinet. And in her thank you speech, she raised awareness for and gave love to drag queens doing Drag Queen Story Hour all over the nation who have had a tough battle with all the anti-drag and anti-trans legislation that's been passed around in the different state courts of the US for the past year. And the other notable thing that happened at the Emmys was, of course, Princess Poppy showing up as a green troll slash hag woman, which, I mean, look at the material. This is great. This is hilarious. This is iconic. I love her journey of quitting drag and then coming back in drag for these red carpet and glam event experiences just to troll everybody and have a gay old time. And that's hot. And now on to our newly announced cast of UK vs. the World 2. So what we know so far is this will be the most international season of Drag Race I think ever released by count of countries represented by the cast. And in a huge change for the Drag Race UK franchise, this season will actually be the first of all the Drag Race UKs to offer a cash prize to the winner, which is really crazy to even say considering we've been through 5 seasons of Drag Race UK with no cash prizes plus a UK vs. the World, where these winners are just walking away from the competition with a crown scepter and a WoW Presents Plus show. Well, you know, the US Queens and US All-Stars Queens are over here taking home $200,000 or more for winning. I think this was something that had to be done for a lot of reasons, but primarily I think to continue to attract cast members, because why would a queen continue to go on these seasons that aren't going to offer prizes when they could just, like, you know, maybe wait for an All-Stars call in the US one day. Now, first up and in the order they appeared in their Meet the Queens video, we've got Scarlet Envy reigning from season 11 and All-Star 6. And she brings with her only 1 challenge win across her multiple seasons, but I remember feeling disappointed when she was ultimately eliminated from All-Star 6 because it felt like she really had so much glow up to show, but that she really struggled to implement her glow up in the challenges that were in front of her. And this pageantry themed gown she is wearing for this promo is absolutely fabulous. I love the giant spikes in the waist area, giving her a great shape and silhouette. Plus it's on brand with her name, Scarlet, with the red color palette and it kind of looking like an explosion or flames. I also love that she went over the top with those giant draggy pageantry earrings and of course brought the crown. She said, girl, I'm not here to win, I already won, and did a great job at tying everything together with the look, even in the small details, like with the top of the red gloves that she's wearing having that same spike element that is on the rest of the gown. This is absolutely hot. The challenge I see for her, though, continuing to compete on Drag Race, will be for her to open up and I think be a little less serious with how she approaches all of her drag, because the name of the game in Drag Race is, after all, most of the time, stupidity. And next up, we've got the very beautiful Marina from Drag Race Philippines Season 1, where she finished as runner-up and has on her track record 2 challenge wins and no bottom placements. So to say she'll be a fierce competitor in this competition, I think would be an understatement. This is a very talented queen, and her look today shows she absolutely did not come to play. I love everything she is serving with those giant ruffled sleeves coming off the top of her shoulders, giving her a really cool silhouette, but one that ultimately does still have those roots in this pageantry world, and everything about what she is wearing and looking like is full glamour, full beauty. And there's absolutely nothing I would change on this hot summer look. And next up, the age-old question, Tia Kofi. Wow, I really missed saying the name Tia Kofi in my review videos. She was so much fun in UK season 2. Or no, she didn't secure any challenge wins for herself, but did wear a perfectly adequate dress made of material on her body. And you know, not a lot of queens can say that. Seriously, even though she may not have been ready to snatch the crown back on UK season 2, it was clear then that she had all of the charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent needed to eventually come back and, you know, maybe grab a little title. It's clear from this look today that she has not only been working on her drag, but she also tells us she has been developing out her career, talking about the music she's released, and how she was on The Weakest Link. But back to her look, she's giving soft, supple, glamorous, and I love that overly bedazzled corset she's wearing, giving a super well-defined hourglass silhouette. The only reason I took off one flame here were the opera gloves. They're kind of throwing me off. It seems like maybe they're not in that same beautiful, creamy caramel color as the rest of the dress, and they cheapen the overall look, I think, just a tad too much, especially without crystals or nails or any kind of regalia really going on there. Anyways, though, this look is still definitely hot. And next up, the self-proclaimed robbed queen herself, Keta Minaj, who hails from Drag Race Holland season 2, one of the more controversial seasons in the Drag Race umbrella, where she won 3 challenges, but was eliminated right before the finale, which makes her the only queen to ever win 3 challenges in a season of Drag Race and not make the finale. So yeah, I'd say robbed queen is fair. This queen is so talented in like every arena of drag, and I could definitely see a situation where the other contestants are maybe underestimating her a little bit because maybe they didn't watch her season or what have you. But I think Janie Decay proved in the last UK versus the world that the Holland queens are not to be played with. And what I love about the look she's wearing for this promo is that it's so different from everything else that all the other queens wore. There's a severity to it, and she has this spooky makeup with dark lips and orange hair. I love how she's put lots of black into the look to create a bunch of contrast, and it's kind of giving smoldering phoenix and the ashes coming back to snatch the crown. Plus, y'all know we always love a little Rita Repulsa neck collar on this channel, so I'm gonna give this look a hot. And next up, Choriza from Drag Race UK season 3, where she had one challenge win from the girl groups challenge, but maybe is more infamously known for her double elimination with River Medway. And my god, I think my brain had PTSD, blacked out some of the memories from that season because it was so wild, especially with all of the drama and conflama around Willem talking about how the season had been filmed in 10 days. And just, wow, what a time to be alive. What a time to watch a season of Drag Race and just experience all of that. That was fun. And look she's wearing for this promo today is giving us fire, it's giving passion, it's giving high drag, showgirls type of fantasy with that giant feather collar around her neck. And I love that she has not just done one type of feather, but it looks to be like 3 or 4 different types of feathers all over this, including the giant boa coming all the way down. And in general, I think she's done a great job mixing in a little bit of camp with some high glam fashion into what makes up this very pretty drag look. But I remember her runways on her original season being so whimsical and over the top campy that I was maybe looking for just a little bit more comedy in the visual presentation of what she gave today. But I'd still give this look a hot. And next we've got drag icon Mayhem Miller coming from seasons 10, All Stars 5, and the little Holislay spectacular special they did a few years ago. And she is maybe most known in the Drag Race fandom world for the sickening glove dress she made on the premiere of season 10 way back when. And she's another queen like Scarlet who's had so much glow up over the years and really so much raw talent built into who she is as a performer, but hasn't really been able to sync all of that up with what Drag Race puts in front of her. And her look today is all black with some, it looks like PVC black opera gloves on as well, I think in reference to her iconic glove dress that I brought up a second ago. And the actual promo shot they released for her look is really gorgeous. There's a great silhouette happening with that giant bustle that flows down into a train. I think the ruffles and that fabric are gorgeous, and it comes off chic, simple, and certainly effective for the pageantry theme. However, when we see the Meet the Queens video and we get some close-ups of how the dress is actually moving and sitting, I didn't love it as much. The fabric that makes up like pretty much the entire gown, that stretch stuff, I think is ultimately just looking a little cheap here. And that could have also just been to that really harsh and awkward lighting they were using for these interviews, but there also appeared to be some fit issues happening in the live shots. And again, I think the final effect of the actual promo shot is great, and I would give this look a hot, but considering what we saw in the Meet the Queens video, I would give this like a 2 flame rot. It seems Mayhem though hasn't been having a great response from some of the fans, at least from what she's shared. On the day they released the Meet the Queens video, she tweeted this out: "Thanks for all the love. It's sad though when you see all the wonderful congratulations messages be drowned out by unnecessary hate. I took my social media off private so that people could share with me in my joy, but that was a mistake. Happy reveal day, happy DragCon day, good night." And on Instagram, she posted some screenshots of messages seemingly exchanged with a fan who said this to her: "You gonna quit again and make bad TV again. They're referencing that Mayhem actually chose her own lipstick on the episode she was eliminated in All Stars 5. But as a sidebar, remember also that literally everyone chose Mayhem's lipstick, and it's not like her choosing the other queen's lipstick would have made any difference. She responded, "I'm very curious and hopefully you can help me better understand people like you who go out of their way to message someone they don't particularly care for. I understand I'm not going to be everyone's favorite queen. I'm perfectly okay with that. The 24 years of me doing drag has given me clear insight on who my audience is, and I play to them specifically. Do you get a kick out of being rude to a stranger? Is it out of boredom? Is it race motivated? Is it jealousy driven? Is it just to see if you can get a reaction?" Where she continued on with this line of questioning, and then in the caption of this post wrote, "Teachable moment happen all the time. I love to learn. I taught myself today, don't block or ignore, don't retaliate in a negative manner. Instead engage and try to have an open dialogue with someone who thinks differently than you and gain knowledge. Even though I reply promptly to their inquiries, I'm still waiting for a response, lol. And the sad truth is I will not get a response. Not because they read me and the goal was met, game over. It's because I challenged them to think rationally. I made this person look at themselves and they didn't like what they were forced to see. Hashtag be blessed." And next we got Jonbers Blonde from Drag Race UK season 4, where no, she did not secure any wins, but did effectively tie for 3rd place with Black Peppa. And in defense of her coming from a season that aired so recently, I'll say she definitely was a queen who had some great and interesting runways that represented fashion in a way I don't think we've released in other queens on the UK seasons do, and really did great in the challenges. Like, remember her crazy bird musical thing? Hopefully we see more of that. Her look today though is this key lime, like real soft, beautiful shade of green that is kind of giving me like a Valley of the Dolls, I Dream of Genie fantasy with that big hair in the back. And I really love how she played with structure with those lines and the boning of the corset or gown she's wearing, and how the top part of it kind of looks like little limes. Because you know vitamin C is a very important vitamin. Don't want to get that scurvy. And this is a gorgeous look, but that harsh interview lighting was really exposing a couple of situations happening on the wig where we can see like some lace way above the ear and stuff like that, which, you know, wouldn't be something that would be noticeable on a stage, but we absolutely saw in these close-ups. But I'd still give this look a hot. Next up, it's Arantxa Castilla-La Mancha from Drag Race España season 1. And her big news is that since appearing on Drag Race, appearing on Drag Race, and her big news is that since appearing on Drag Race, she has come out and is living now as a proud trans woman. And honestly, the interview she gave in this Meet the Queens video was one of the best. She was so lively and confident in front of the camera. Like, girl, the confidence and radiance is showing with her living proudly and truly. We see it. And she doesn't have any wins in her track record and was eliminated fairly early, so she is representing, I think, a bit of a wild card in this competition, but this look is telling me that there is a bit of a glow up that's going on here. Or a lot of a glow up, I should say. She looks gorgeous, and I love the dress and how it's playing with the denim and the Y2K, and all those rhinestones being pulled in and accessorized by the necklace, also great. This look is definitely hot. And next we've got UK's pork chop, Gothy Kendoll, who is the proud title holder of the first queen eliminated from Drag Race UK ever. Raw. And like, girl, speaking of wild cards, she is another one of those, because she never even got a chance to really do any challenges. She just walked the runway and was sent home. But it's been, what, 4 or 5 years? And she is a young queen, but that is plenty of time for a huge glow up, and I think for her to demonstrate everything she's learned. And she's another queen tonight, very much tapping into that Valley of the Dolls reference with that giant 60s hair bunned up like that. It's really gorgeous. And I love the super dramatic silhouette she's created with the corsetry and those classic hippie-esque, I'm not sure what exactly to call them, child flowers that are on this. Plus that double-tailed cape train thing coming off of her shoulders is really gorgeous, very Sailor Moon of her. The only thing I didn't absolutely love about this look in the wider shot was something about the leg stocking she's wearing. It could be that they cut off early on that upper thigh. It's kind of giving like Doll's body on completely separate legs, like they've just kind of plopped onto those very strong and muscular legs there. And I think maybe some better integration with that baby blue color and that black stocking, maybe not ending so soon, could have helped with that, but small complaint. And I do think this look is hot. Roll. And next up we take a trip all the way down under, season 2, where Miss Hannah Conda joins us this time with a track record of 3 challenge wins, including Snatch Game, no less, for that killer Les Minnelli performance. And I'll say I don't expect this queen to have some of the craziest runways this season by any means, but she is such a powerhouse of drag and performance in general that can handle like anything the show throws at her, and she is so perfect for reality TV because she's outspoken, not afraid to stir the pot, has a great sense of humor, and again is going to absolutely kill it if they give her any sort of acting or impersonation challenges. That said, her look today is not my favorite. It's not giving glow up or really pushing any envelope of any kind. It's just a pretty dress. And yes, she looks pretty, but not like, wow, or I'm gonna remember this promo. She basically met the brief of pageantry here kind of and called it a day. And for that reason, I'm gonna give this look a rot. But again, I don't think that will have any bearing on how she'll actually do in the season. There were some fans though not thrilled with her casting though because of her past, which her Drag Race Down Under sister, JoJo ZaHo from season 1, took to Twitter to defend her over. Alongside a selfie of the two, JoJo ZaHo wrote this: "Y'all wanna shut your dirty little mouths. Racist and problematic is the last thing that comes to mind when I think of my Down Under sister Hannah Conda. Has she made mistakes in her past? Yes. Has she publicly acknowledged and apologized for those mistakes? Yes. Has she learned from those mistakes? Yes. Hannah is one of the most lovable, supportive, and genuinely caring queens I've had the pleasure of working with. She's spent the last decade growing from those mistakes, putting in the time and the work. I've seen her reaction to being called racist and problematic, and it absolutely breaks her heart because she knows that's not who she is, but she wholeheartedly accepts it's the price she has to pay. But that doesn't make it okay for you mob to keep coming for her." And Hannah Conda does, by the way, still have up apology videos on her Instagram profile that are up for public consumption, addressing and apologizing for what she's done in her past and talking about how she is working on herself as a person and queen. And if you wanted to revisit those, I've linked them in the description of this video. And finally, yes, we maybe did save the best for last. It's La Grande Dame, who comes from Drag Race France with one challenge win for Snatch Game and no bottom placements throughout her season, where she finished as one of the runner-ups. And girl, you want to talk about exciting, memorable promo looks that are making an impact? This is the standard, okay? This is what I expect and want from an all-star season, especially like an international all-star season. And oh my God, I just can't describe how excited this look at the very end of Meet the Queens finally made me for this season. The craftsmanship in all this beating is seriously next level, and I don't know if she knew that they were gonna be doing some sort of rainbow galaxy thing in these promo shots behind her, but I love that she is matching the rainbow galaxy behind her with all these crazy beats. And I just think it is absolutely gorgeous how she has created what looks to be like texture just with different shapes and sizes and connections of all of this. It's so insane. Plus, she tells us the shoes are 3D printed. Girl, the other queens could not have expected this. And I love that she not only lived up to that French I'm better than you stereotype of personality by calling herself a fashion killer and such, but she absolutely 100% had the credibility to do so, showing up looking like this while everyone else pretty much just said, let me wear a pretty dress. She mothered. She fully parented this competition. She took a on the mother throne, and this look is hot. Concerning my final thoughts and hottest hots on this cast announcement though, I have to firstly point out that it was a huge missed opportunity for one of these queens to reference Drop Dead Gorgeous, the iconic dry, very dry humor about girls in pageantry, with the I misunderstood the assignment line, which like, this was the perfect opportunity to do that. Why did nobody do that? And other than that, while I thought there were a lot of perfectly pretty and absolutely gorgeous looks, I just think a few queens maybe could have integrated a little more of their personality to make a bigger impact in these shots, a la Grande Dame. Zooming out a little bit though, the talent on this cast is absolutely insane. The amount of challenge wins that are under the belts of just some of the individual queens, but also the larger cast, and the fact that there are so many runner-ups or almost runner-ups, like, girly, it's gonna be a competitive ass season, I can tell you that. And with so many cutthroats in this competition, I think we know where that's going with, you know, the lipstick eliminations. Plus, it'll be interesting to see how the powerhouses in this cast match up against some of the earliest out from this franchise, and queens who've only had 1 or 2 years of glow up time. But I'd of course love to know what y'all thought, so let me know down in the comments below. Who are you rooting for, and what look was your favorite tonight? As for me, my hottest hot goes to La Grande Dame, and I of course also asked my patrons to vote on their hottest hots, and this week they've chosen La Grande Dame. And lastly, I want to say thank you to everybody watching this video and remind you one last time, you can join my Patreon for exclusive content like reaction videos to these Meet the Queens videos, episodes of Drag Race, and more, and early access to my main channel YouTube videos. And you can join my Patreon today and get those exclusive member benefits and help support the channel every single month by clicking the link in the description of this video. See you there. And finally, I want to give an extra special shout out to Ashley Brungart, Childfree Mateau, Dorothy Hall, Felicia, Frankie, Laura, Matthew Burns, Stephen, Topher, Tyler, and Ximdi, and Will and Tana, who are all supporting me at my Bussy Queen Collector tier over at patreon.com/BussyQueen. See you later. Love ya. Bye.